Okay, now we're ready for the ePoll book training. It's an electronic polling book. What you're going to see that morning is you're going to have your black case, like deal or no deal. This is all it is. As you open this up, you will have inside your cords, your ID stand, and this is your ePoll book. As you shut this, you can just put that to the side. Make sure that it does say what your correct polling place is on here. If it's not, call us. These will open up just like a book does. Very simple. Might catch a little bit. You're wanting it to go this way. You're wanting to put the metal part down on the table. You're going to power on over here on the side, the little gray button here on the side. You're going to hold this in, and it will take approximately 5-6 seconds. You're going to have an apple with a bite out of it. That's fine. That's still just coming up right now. So everything is good. The first thing you're going to see, you're going to have a blue button down here. At that point, you're going to hit that blue button. This is what it's going to be. Make sure, please make sure, this does say your correct polling place. If it does not, don't do anything else right there and call us. The next thing you're going to look for is down here in your bottom corner. You're going to have check-ins. Your check-ins should say 0 because that's going to be how many people have used this device to check in on election day. If you're opening it up and it don't say 0, call us. Very first thing you're going to see, you're going to say start. Remember, if you're at a red light, green means go, green means you're good. You're going to start that. Now you as the clerk, this is how you're going to log in. So you're going to log in with your first name. So we've got Jane Doe. She's going to be the clerk for the day. She's going to put in her name, and she's going to hit the green continue. Remember, green means go. It's going to come up and say touch the unlock device button. Green means go. We're ready to go. You're going to hit this unlock device button. Now at this point, we will ask that you plug your device in, and it only goes in on the side where you've got the power strips. It's just like a telephone cord or a cell phone. It only goes in one way and one way only. So you've got that. You're going to open this up and you're going to place that in your power strip. So you are ready to go. You've got all your supplies out. Your ID stand. Sorry, I forgot about that. Matt has come up with these ID stand. It's got 3 arrows on the back. It's got the 3 arrows back here. You're wanting to line those up. All this is going to do, that's going to hold people's driver's license in place as they come in to vote, so you don't have to do that all day long. So you are ready for your first voter. Your first voter is going to come in. You're going to ask them for their driver's license. So you're going to hit a driver's license search. You're going to take their license. You're going to put back here and hold it on the ID stand. You're going to hear a beep. You're going to hear that beep all day long. So it's going to tell you on this, wrong voter. Red means stop. Yellow is going to mean you're going to have to slow down and see what it says. Green means go. So we've got Jennifer Lopez here. And it's going to ask you, does the voter's date of birth and name match the identification provided? If it does, you're going to hit yes, continue. Voter is eligible to vote. Everything's green. Green's good. Green means go. So then you're going to get the voter's signature. Now, this is what's so cool about this. You don't have to look up. You don't have to go through the pages looking for it. you will just flip this over. That's going to be facing the voter. The voter is going to sign their name. You're going to ask the voter to hit the done button. As they do that, it's going to come back to where the screen is going to be facing you. At that time, flip it back here to you. Okay, you verified the voter's signature and the touch issue ballot. You are ready to issue this ballot to Jennifer Lopez. Remember, green means go, yellow means slow down. This is where you're also going to get your information. Is this voter it's going to say party. Is that a Democrat, Republican, or a nonpartisan? Nonpartisan can be green, libertarian, communist, Green Party, independent, anything besides a Democrat or Republican. You as the clerk, this is what you're going to have your authorization to vote. So you're going to take one of these off. You're going to circle whatever that party of that voter is. In this case, it's a Democrat. So you're going to circle that. You're going to give this to the voter. The voter will give that to the judge, so the judge can set the machine to that. Remember, Democrats, only Democrats, Republicans, only Republicans. If you've got somebody that is just a nonpartisan, independent, they do have a nonpartisan ballot this time that they can vote. But Democrats have Democrats nonpartisan, Republicans have Republicans and nonpartisan. So you've got Jennifer's signature. So you're verifying that the signature, you're going to issue the ballot. You as the clerk will have to put in your initials on that. Got your initials in there. You're going to hit the green done button because green means go. You've completed a check-in on that. Now, you do not have to mess with this on your polling places. This is something just in training mode, so you don't have to do that. Okay, it says great job. You successfully checked in. There's no fumbling, looking through pages to see if you've got John Jr., John Sr., John the Third, John Boy. So you don't have to do with that anymore. Your identification and your scan is great. So you're ready to process your next voter. So you're ready to go. So we got the next voter coming up. You're going to, once again, you're going to have to hit driver's license. And you're going to search for that voter. And once again, you're going to hear the little beep, just like a road runner. You're going to hear that all day long. You got a little eye back here. Once you hear that, so now we have got Selena Gomez. Does the date of birth and name match the identification? Remember, if someone changes their name, if they got married, if they got divorced, still let the person vote on this EPO book. Fill out a new white voter registration card, put it in your supply bag, we'll get the name changed. But people do change their name. We could have their birthday wrong. If their birthday's wrong, fill out a new card. So here on Selena, we're going to say, yes, everything is the same. So we're going to continue, but we've got something red here. Red means you're going to have to stop. And in this case, it says, voter cannot vote a regular ballot. Read the instructions below. Voter has already voted. If the voter is disputing, they have already voted, please contact the clerk's office. That's when you'd contact us. They may have already voted absentee. They may have already been there that morning and thought you would forget who they were. Kentucky, sorry about your luck, you only get to vote one time. So, what you're ready to do, you're ready to hit that next voter because, sorry, you can't do that. You can only vote one time. So now you've got your next voter. We're going to do a driver's license search again. We're going to put that in there till you hear the beep. So here, once again, on Helen, does the voter's date of birth and name match the identification provided? If it says yes, then you're ready to continue. Everything looks green here, everything means go. So this one, you're ready to go on. You're ready to get your voter's signature. At that time, You're gonna flip this little thing towards you. You're going to, or toward the voter. The voter's gonna sign their name. They're gonna hit the done button. Then they're going to ask them to, you're gonna flip it back towards you to where you're gonna be seeing this information. So all day long, this is just gonna go that way to the voter, this way to you. So, we're ready to issue her ballot. You're gonna put your initials in there. Once again, you're going to take your piece of paper. You're going to select whatever party that is to give to the voter so they can take to the judge. You're done with that one. You've completed that check-in. So you're ready to go again. You're ready to process your next voter. Your third voter comes in. You're going to do a driver's license search again. You're going to put this right back here. And it's going to beep. Did I do the wrong one? So we're going to, okay, this was Brad Pitt. Does it match? So we're going to say yes. But once again, you've got red. Red means you're going to have to stop and you're going to have to read what it says. Voter cannot vote a regular ballot. He has requested an absentee ballot. If that happens, sorry about your luck, Brad. Once again, in Kentucky, you can only vote one time. But he's also got something yellow in here. That's the absentee request. So once again, sorry. Now, if someone has requested a paper ballot, and this has happened before, if they show up on election day and they've got that paper ballot, well, you know, I requested this, but I'm in town now, and I want to vote in person. If it's within 7 days, we can cancel it out downstairs in the clerk's office. If it's if it is less than 7 days, in order for them to vote, they have to vote that paper ballot and get it to us. But we do have a drop box in the office, so if it's before 6 p.m. on election night, they can do that. They can mark their paper ballot, get it to us in the drop box. Those don't have to be in the mail anymore. So, Brad, we're ready to go on. Sorry, you could not vote. So you got your next one. We're going to hit a driver's license. And remember, this little ID stand, where we're trying to bring them up and down, if you have this ID stand and you put that identification in there, it does it for you. You don't have to hold it. So now we got Merle Street. Is Merle its date of birth? Yes, it continues. She's all green, she's ready to go. You're ready to get her signature. You're gonna flip that toward her. Make sure she signs that and does the done button. When she does done, you're gonna flip it back to you. You're going to issue the ballot. You're gonna put your initials in there. You're going to give her the card that says what party she is. You're gonna complete that check-in. She's gonna be on her way to go vote, and hopefully it's gonna tell you voter successfully checked in. Great job. You're ready to process your next one. When you do get a driver's license, they're presenting that to you. Just make sure you don't have to eyeball them or anything, but glance at their license and look up to make sure that is the right voter. People do want to fudge a little bit every now and then, so make sure that this is who you are voting that day. Someone comes in, they don't have a driver's license. What are you gonna do? You're gonna do a manual search. And when you do a manual search, there's different ways that you can do a manual search. Well, of course, if they had driver's license, it wouldn't be on here. But other identification, your social security, credit card, personal acquaintance. So we're gonna say, and it says up here, remember, out-of-state driver's license is an acceptable form of ID. So if somebody has a Tennessee driver's license, but they're registered to vote here in Kentucky, if they are registered here, they reside here, if they just have a Tennessee driver's license, you can use that. So we're going to go with a personal acquaintance. You're going to hit on that, you're going to hit the continue. But remember, personal acquaintance with no ID, you as the clerk, you've got to complete your yellow forms. The cool thing about this is you do not have to spell out an entire last name. As long as you've got 3 letters of the last name, 3 letters of the first name. Because you look at how many people could spell their name different ways. I think the other night we was talking about the name Carey. There's C-A-R-E-Y, C-A-R-Y, C-A-R-R-I-E. Different ways you can spell Mackenzie, M-C-K-E-N, M-C-K-I-N, different ways. But if you're wanting to do a manual search, and we'll just use Chris Wall, he's not here, so. You don't really know how to spell Wall because he spells it, that's an uncommon name, but you just put W-A-U for the last name, and when you get over here to the first name, you can do C-H-R. And then when you search that, it's gonna bring up his information. So you don't have to have a driver's license. If you personally know him, you only have to do the first 3 letters. That's how you would do a manual search. So you can get his signature, flip it back and forth, he's done. So manual search, you can do the same as the driver's license. You can spell out a whole name on the manual search, but there's no really need to. If you wanted to play around on these, you could. We'll not play around. You could come down to the office if you're voting outside your precinct. Anything else?
Green fan.
Huh?
Green fan.
Make sure, yes, Matt's right. You've got this green fan on there. And what that green fan is that you are hooked to MiFi.
That means you're able to communicate with the central server. We can see what they're doing.
You've got this in your precinct. We've got what they call Precinct Central in our office. So we can see these people you're checking in. If you've got trouble, if there's not a good connectivity, it's gonna show us. So make sure you've got a green fan. If you don't have a green fan, if your green fan goes off that day, call us. It's 6 o'clock that evening. You are ready to go. Nobody else is in line, nobody's gonna vote. You're ready to close it down. You've got 3 little lines up here at the top. You're wanting to hit that. It's gonna ask you what you want to do, update, spoil. You're ready to go home, you are ready to log out. You're gonna hit log out. And it's gonna ask you again, are you closing the election or just logging out temporarily? Remember, you have nobody else in line, you've got all your supplies, you are logging out, you are closing out the election. Make sure you read red, yellow, green. You're gonna close that sucker out. Then it's gonna give you real red, warning, warning, warning. If you continue, the device will be locked. Make sure that you do not do this if you have other people in line. Make sure you don't do this 5 minutes before 6 thinking nobody else is gonna come to vote. Because if they do, they can't vote on this and they have to come to the courthouse and they're not happy. So, are you sure you want to continue? Yes. At that, it's going to tell you that your device is locked. It's going to show you how many that you have voted regular, your total for Democrat, Republican. So at that point, you're ready to go on. You've got it locked, that's it. The same way you turned it on is how you're going to turn this off. Over here on the side, the one little small gray button. And it's going to say, on here, you have to slide to power off. So what do you think you're going to do? You're going to slide it to power off. Your screen is going to go black. The way that you folded it to get it out, you're going to fold it that night. You're going to hear it click. At that point, you are going to open up your deal or no deal case. You are going to put this in there. Kind of be careful with these things though. You're going to put your cords back in there. You're going to put your ID stand in there. And you're going to lock it. Make sure you lock it, that it's locked in place. Kind of make sure that everything's there because you don't want to pick this up, take 2 steps out, and everything fall out. So make sure that it is locked back into place. You will have to bring this back to us that night. You will also have this that we went over in the training in the fiscal courtroom. So if you have any questions, you can look through that. Very simple to use. Or you can call us anytime that day on election day. Again, we thank you for helping us.